This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, IMCO, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.
People I knew from the North Shore or wherever out in the East said, you got to meet this guy. He got a YouTube channel called CB Basson. So that's why pronouncing his name is always wrong. I call him Chris Bassey. But thanks to Blaine and them, they keep slapping me. So his name is Bassey. Chris Bassey. Welcome. Thank you so much for making the effort to come all the way here, and you got some great information.
Thank you.
Blaine, you had, like normal, you had a busy week. And I know you guys a good freshwater report. Is that today?
Do.
Before we even get started, I'm going to tell you, how did little live
our outdoor event went well. I think a little over 15 pounds won the bass tournament, but I tell you what, it was very hot, and we had a lot of folks come out, so it's growing every year, so we had a good event.
Had a good turnout.
Yes, sir.
That's the most important. Y'all raised some money for the kids?
We do some donations back to the church on the little outdoor event.
Yeah, what I say for the kids, the youth group.
The pastor there has actually he has a retriever. I want to say it's a retriever missionary. Like he goes around and he'll host events where he uses the dogs with obedience training and does a lot of pastoring throughout the area there. That it's really good for the kids, and he has a good message. It's a fun event.
Did you get me any pictures? Or
you will have some pictures on everything, sure will.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why I love him. Tell me a little bit about CB Basson.
Thanks for having me on here. CB Basson is just a YouTube channel. Do a lot of bass fishing, tournament fishing, and that's what it covers. All the North Shore, from Chifonka River all the way into East Pearl area, Lockwon, all that area. So that's basically what that channel is.
Last week you had a good tournament. You got beat by your buddy back at the last minute. And what was everybody I talked to about going deep, this and that?
Yeah.
And when I put that on, I was in gate on, and somebody reminded me they came from all over the duck calling contest. And you said them guys would catch them shallow water?
Yep.
I said they were worried they might have ticks on them. They were so full back in the water. I said, but they caught. Look, it was a good tournament. So
I
when
was
we
as far as I could get back into the trees with my boat, and I would cast even further as far as I could get to catch these
you
fish.
named the topwater bait that you were using that I really didn't know. I knew what the other guy was using, buzzbait.
Yeah, popping pad crash, a little hollow belly frog. That's all it is.
Oh, just
a floating
a
frog.
long list of frogs.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Stay tuned when we come back. We got some more interesting things. My week was very, very eventful. I know we had Ride the Bull. We got reports coming from them. We can't use it. Another thing I felt bad about, I got a late notice this past Sunday. What, empty your freezer day or you bring out? Everybody was telling me, said, well, I didn't get it to announce it so y'all could go, but they're going to still be collecting food. You know, feed the hungry, man. They're out there. There's a lot of people out there. Wild game is nothing better. You know, I don't care if it's fish, even turkey, anything, ducks, deer, whatever you can. So even though it's to have it picked up and bring it to CCA and all these fire stations, there's still going to be places where you can do it. So when we come back, I'm going to tell you just real shortly. You see this shirt, huh? The Duck Festival. 57th annual. I have so much video from the dog trials to the duck calling contest to the beauty pageant, the parade, everything that, look, I'm going to tell you what was real fun this morning was the cook-off.
Were you in the beauty pageant?
No, I was there though, and it was very hot. But the parade was 105 degrees. Tell you more. I'm not even gonna tell you any more about it. The Duck Festival in the next 3 or 4 weeks leading up to duck season. I'll tell you more. And I got a little duck report too, by the way, while I was there. So stay tuned. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana. Blaine Sawdust and Chris Basie.
Yep.
That's it.
We'll be right back.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
As members of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Binny's. They even washed my car for free. Uh-huh. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Binny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
For the thirsty, for those who hang out in packs, for heroes, for sidekicks, for those who see the glass half empty, for those who see it half full, for those on the right, for those on the left, for those with nicknames, for those with curves, for people that cycle, for people that recycle, for BFFs, for frenemies, for those with style, for lovers, for families, for big families, for everyone.
Blaine, it's your turn. I'm not going to open up. Tell me what we got coming from Blaine Salters. Right
Well, first of all, welcome back to our episode of Paradise, Louisiana. Brought to you by Superior Bait and Tackle out of Old School Barbecue. I have a small fishing report this week. Number one, it's hot, so pick you about 4 hours and get out there and get after it. But they're catching a few fish under the interstate in Henderson, back at Appaloosa's Bay and the main canals where the deeper waters are. They are finding some sac-a-lait. So that's some good news.
Beautiful.
Water is looking good, and it should be falling towards the end of September. Spillway, I'm getting some mixed results, some smaller fish, but Old River still, if you can find 4 hours out of your day to go hammer the piers, the fish are still on the piers. You just have to fish them hard, and of course, Live Scope will give you a little advantage, but you don't need it. Get out there and just fish them hard, fish the shade in the middle of the day, and then get out of there and get you some.
Can I mention something?
Yes,
I
indeed.
just told y'all I spent 3 hours on the Chafalaya coming back, from Gaydon on 10. I don't understand it. They said they were doing work That's how I looked at the Chafalaya from Bijou. I'm talking about everything I looked at. Henderson, the water is beautiful. Trees are showing. It's not too shallow, but it's beautiful. So I was glad to hear that they're catching fish. But if you're going, make sure you get on early. I ain't seen any trouble heading west, but coming back, I hope they solved that problem. It was terrible. So 3 hours wait. not good.
What's going on in the Chafuncta River area for us bass fishing? So we can kind of pick the pros' brain right here.
No, I ain't no pro. Chafuncta River, I have tried all my deep spots this year, like I said last week in the report. I just can't get shallow enough, and it's puzzling to me. I don't know why it's like that this year. The only thing I can think of is we had a hot winter or warm winter and went straight into a volcanic summer. So maybe it's kept the fish shallow. That's the only thing I can figure. I do know that they had a tournament out of Crawford's Landing today, actually. Crawford's Landing today. It took 15 people showed up, 15 boats showed up, and it took just over 10 pounds to win it. So that was a pretty good weight for the West Pearl. I think he said it was
They always catch fish in West Pearl.
Yeah,
How many
I don't know, but they always do.
That's a beautiful area, too.
He sends a report, but if he gets the pictures, he usually sends it to me Sunday night or Monday morning.
Right.
So we hope. If not, I'll repeat it next week. Let me ask you something about Chafuncta. I used to fish a long time with all my kin people. They from Amite, Independence, Tickfall. So, a lot of times we go there and fish the Chafuncta River. When Hot Spot first come out, before Rattle Trap, we used to have a perch color. We catch them, we fish that water with movement. Every now and then we catch, what people thought they were smallmouth bass, but they were Kentucky
red eyes.
That's right.
Right, we catch a lot, but also these boys show me these pictures now. These are big things now. Chafuncta River, all the other ones in that area.
Pearl River Basin's got some good sac-a-lay fishing too.
Yeah.
Say what?
Pearl River Basin and all in that area's got some good sac-a-lay fishing.
Because I used to go there and fish sac-a-lay with them certain people. Tell me if somebody fishing right now, the Funky or the Pearl, what you suggest, what they look for? Now,
Shade.
we don't have any rain. Even when you got a lot of rain, it clears out quick.
Right.
So you start going looking for your little sloughs ain't running or whatever.
Right.
Tell me how you fish.
Right now at Chafuncta, find the shade. First thing in the morning, you can spread out from the shade a little bit and fish around, but as soon as that sun gets up, I'm fishing any drain that comes out of the woods, and I'm getting as far as I can in there with my boat and right in that drain, and I'm fishing shallow, as shallow as I can be, wherever there's shade. Also, you'll find little cuts and little tributaries that go back in there that don't have a lot of water flow. They stay cold because they're shaded all the time.
What about, you're talking about the area, Chafuncta River, they got all camps on both sides, beautiful, scenic river.
Mid-river, probably.
Before I learned it, most of the fish we caught was north of the 12 now.
Right. I'm talking south.
What's the best? North, and then when you fish south, you start looking for that tide coming in, and
right.
all of a sudden you catch school bass. It's unbelievable.
Right. I usually I'm talking more right now in the mid-river area, around the Marina Beauchene area. That's where I'm finding a lot of fish right now. Last year at this time, I was on the southern end fishing in 20 feet of water with a shaky head.
Wow.
And you catch nice spot. You're talking about spotted bass. You think you've got a 5-pounder on it, and this little 1.5 pounder comes up.
That's the same thing when you float to Amite and Comey River.
Right.
I love doing that. Then Kentucky come out.
Right.
You think it was a monster that hit you. They come out of those little pockets. I mean, boy, they hit that buzz bait or spinner bait.
And
it
just
jerks
annihilate
you right out.
Yep.
So I got a report from Toledo Bend again. They still, the Toledo Bend report. You can go on the internet, Lake Country, and there's some great reports still coming from Toledo Bend. A few big fish are still being caught. The other day, I mentioned that 30-something fish over 10 pounds were in that program since the beginning of the year. So,
well, if you're
15-something, Shocky caught.
If you're in the middle of Toledo Bend the rest of the week, look out for the airplanes, because there's several U.S. Coast Guard planes coming skimming to put out the fires in Vernon Parish.
That's right.
All throughout the lake. So,
skimming water from
the
lake?
I've seen a lot of videos where people are posting where, hey man, check this out. This is the first, and you'll see the U.S. Coast Guard boat skim and then pick up, and then they just make the rounds all day.
Everywhere you go. when I was in the Gator and I went to Klondike where all the goose places are, the water was dry. The dogs that were there running the field trials, I felt sorry when I first got there, but you don't need to be. Them people take care of their dogs, and they've been training them on how to get them used to.
Right.
But those big dog trailers, they got air conditioning, they got fans and blowers and water sprinklers. Yeah. Them dogs were better than the trainer.
Yeah.
Okay, they were better take, and I was amazed. The young dogs, and with that grass so dry, the first fields we went, with nothing but grass and brown. And they'd throw that, that's a cadaver duck, but boy, they would beeline straight. They marked so good. And then when we went to the Grand Champions and watched them, I got some video in the next few weeks. I promise you, I'm going to just shut up and show y'all this video, these dogs working. So that's it. And my fishing report right now, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to come back and then we're going to do a wrap up. But my friend Captain Mike Brantley, he called me. If you go on
YouTube, Facebook.
Facebook right now, all the captains, the same thing. The ones I told you last week, they putting it on Facebook. They didn't send it to me. It's a good thing for half the time. I finally got Verizon straight, and I ain't giving them a plug. I'm giving them a butt chewing. But I finally got them straight out, going without email, going out, whatever you call it. Everything I got, when I tried to get a call, I couldn't get it or couldn't put it out. Now, voicemail, that's the other word I was using. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, please, this now, be safe with them fires. I talked to a lot of the hunters, the guides. They said, Gary, if we get any rain at all, we're going to have a good teal season. I've seen a few places, fields that had water. In fact, one of them was where they had the champions, and they were running their course. It was water. It's an old rice field, and it was water, and they had buffaloes, some of it had little ponds. Right. That was it. Another thing I noticed, every time we go down at the end of August, right before dove season, when I'd go to Doug's, where I stayed, and I'd go back and forth in the morning, late in the evening, I'd count hundreds of doves on side of the road already, or on the
picking up that
line.
gravel.
But I counted 7 one evening and 10 one morning. That's it. That's all. They're just looking for them and see them flying. So this dry weather, everybody told me, Doug said they're holding up right now and they might not have teal season. All the guys that hunt or guides that are in the duck calling contest or geese, they were hopeful. They say it's dry, be careful of them fires. They don't believe it. He said a lot of times you got these catalytic converters and you pull up in these fields, they're dry. You better be watching, burn your truck up in the whole field. So I got anything else, we come back and we give you a little bit more fishing report. Y'all got anything else? You got any news? When we come back, I want you to tell me what you got in the future coming up on your YouTube channel.
All right.
So stay tuned. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana. And in the next couple of months, thank God for these two guys here. Blaine Salters, Chris Basie.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
As members of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Welcome back to Old School Barbecue in Paradise, Louisiana. Chris, what we looking for in the future? Are you ever going to do some sac-a-lait or goggle-eye? We're going to strictly bass fish.
I'm mainly bass, but I'll do some perch fishing with fly rod sometimes. Every now and then I'll get out there and fly rod fish.
That's real popular.
I did that as a kid growing up a lot, so I like to go back and have a little fun with that every now and then.
Let me ask you this, though. When you doing your YouTube, I need to go look at it myself. Every now and then I check us on YouTube. When you get it ready, you edit all this yourself?
Yes, sir.
Now, what kind of cameras you use? You use GoPros or?
I use a selection of them. I use Osmos, GoPros, Canons, all kinds of cameras.
That's what's amazed me. You know, a lot of people that do these YouTube channels or the internet, the things, they strictly stay with the little camera on their hat or something.
Yeah.
Do you do a lot of teaching on your videos? Are you teaching the area? Because a lot of good bass fishermen might not want to give up some of that stuff. So
Right. Everybody can see where I'm catching them. There ain't no hiding it. In fact, there's a lot of my spots that are now community holes.
We always keep a few behind the scenes that you don't give up. But
that's why Chaz is so popular.
Blur out the background on a couple of
Well, like I said, that's why Chaz is so popular.
Yeah.
He's showing you exactly where you can pick out landmarks, and he's telling you how he fishes. I still don't realize how he fishes that jig in that grass, and he works it.
His hand never stops. His hand never stops.
Old punch a train.
He looked like them old False River fishermen fishing in piers with that American flag worm. Huh? Remember on that jig? So you fish worm, you fish plastics a good bit too. And what time of the year?
All year. It all depends on what the fish are telling me they want. I mean, I'm gonna start fast. I'm gonna start with top water, which is my favorite by far. And then if they ain't hitting that, I'm moving down further into the water column.
What's your rule of thumb, though? Say this time of year coming up, fall, hot as it is, pretty soon we might have a hurricane or the rivers come up. A rule of thumb that you start when as soon as you hit that water or you plan your day, you say what you're looking for.
Water movement. Water movement that it gets cooler water. That's the first thing I'm gonna look for. Whether it's the tide or the wind moving it, that's what I'm gonna look for. And then I'm gonna either punch mats, because it creates shade, mats that have enough water under them. I'm gonna punch them, or I'm gonna fish out top water. That's my go-to.
Everybody like my age, they cut their teeth in top water. Devil hawk, pawpaw. And then they didn't have buzzbait, but they had shimmy wigglers. That's what my daddy said. People, them old timers I fished with, Big Eye, when it first started, they said, yeah, people throwing a buzzbait because they don't know how to keep it start. That's why we throw with our left hand first so we can start that shimmy wiggler on top. Or his daddy, you know, he had his old ways of looking where a tree, and you know, a lot of people, they didn't fish with a cork, and they was just straight down.
Daddy could smell a brim bed.
Huh?
Dad could smell a brim bed.
Yeah, but when he would fish, he'd start with
I could smell it.
without a cork. He didn't know when to put a cork on, when not to put a cork on.
Right.
and he come out with his own hook for those browns. And you know, some have a hard time get a cricket. They'll get off.
I still sell a ton of those little hooks.
You do what?
I still sell those same hooks by the thousands.
Yeah.
I hope you do. Hope you make a lot of money.
Well, I'm spending a lot of money. I ain't making it yet.
I'm still waiting on my ride. You gave everybody here a ride. I'm still waiting on mine.
We're going to have to get in the
I
boat.
got your old ones, though. I got 5 of your old ones. You gave me a couple of your daddy. I think they're ready to get us out of here, but one other thing. When are you going to invite me? I know I'm in the middle of something right now, but it ain't nothing for me to sneak down, especially if you take me where I can go meet some people over there in your parish. You just let me know.
Go do a little fishing.
You know I got a camp in Slidell, too.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, we can put you up,
Yeah.
put your family up.
All right.
You got a business partner, somebody you know, you can call me.
All right.
We go. It's a little ways from the Tefunctory, but Pearl River's right around.
Not too far.
Yeah, I still fish the pearls.
Blaine, you still owe me 2 trips. You told me 6 months ago.
After September 23rd, I don't have anything scheduled.
You couldn't get. You said as soon as I get, we're gonna go. Look, I'm gonna tell you what. If you want to go on Facebook and see Carl Dunn, my police chief in Baker, he's still catching. The river's up and down. He's still catching monster catfish, little catfish. He's catching them all, and he's feeding half of South Louisiana. So
Dang.
I love you, Chief Dunn. And before I get here with all the prayers, I want to remind y'all of the tournament on September 30th. Real Builders. These is benefiting a lot of kids. Be out of Island Marina, one of my favorite marinas, Lake Catherine. That's September the 30th. And Mike Brantley, I told y'all before, he's still catching sharks and still taking those kids. So thank y'all very much. Keep it up. Everybody out there, please send us a report. Gary at Paradise, Louisiana, or get in touch with Blaine. We never know when he's going to be here by himself. And we're ready for you anytime you can make it. I know you're busy, coming a long way. Where you live exactly?
Covington.
Covington.
Yeah.
That's a good little ride.
Oh, that's a pretty good ride. But
Yeah.
thank you for coming. Thank you for your YouTube channel, too.
I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all having me here.
We're going to have you again, I hope. Watching Paradise, Louisiana. Thank you, Marty Campbell. Thank you, Alan Trailer, Pelican Studios, Storms in the Gulf. Keep those prayers coming. God bless Louisiana.
Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, IMCO, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.